But Disney, you know, we love Disney. We would never not do Florida and not do Disney. No, yes, we would, okay, we would. Yes, do that, yes. Fans up, because we are fans of Disney. But the trouble with Disney is that it is more intense because you're out all day pretty much in Disney parks. In Sarasota we'll do a little bit, or Bradenton we'll do a little bit in the sun, and we'll be inside in the cool. In Disney you're out more outside in the heat, so you're getting hotter and hotter. They were busy. I don't know if it comes across as busy on the vlogs that I've posted so far. You may not think it's busy, but for us it was busy. We picked the right hotel. It was the Yacht and Beach Club, because it was kind of equal distance to the Hollywood Studios and Epcot, so it meant that we can get a boat to either or. You could walk to Epcot probably in about 7 minutes. I wouldn't necessarily walk to Disney Studios, that's a longer walk, unless you're really fit and bouncy and all that, but I wouldn't necessarily walk to that one. So it's quite good from that you haven't got to worry about a bus. The boats will come relatively quickly. You can see that on my blog when we go down a little bit to the little where the boat boards. That blog is the hotel blog, I think you got on Beach Club. So that was nice. The hotel was really lovely. We got a nice view. We didn't ask for that view, they just put us in the room with the view where we got a night. Well, we didn't care what the view was, but we could actually see the fireworks from that view. Room views, that was really cool. And I've gone a bit off track now. Might edit this slightly there. Yeah, so we've got the boats from there to there, which is cool. But then you have to obviously get the Disney bus to either Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom. Now, to a point, you can get to Magic Kingdom via those two by going through Epcot and then jumping on the monorail. But that's a bit of a walk to get there, and then the monorail, so it's like, and we'll wait for the bus. Now, the Disney bus drivers that we encountered were very good for disabled, because obviously they load disabled on first, then they're last to come off. But they were very. I've seen things online about some of the Disney drivers weren't very happy when it's a Disney Disney guest in a scooter. We didn't encounter any of that whatsoever. They were really nice, really nice. My only little tip is, if anyone is watching this and is thinking of doing, should we do the Yacht Club or the Beach Club, and you are, well, not even if you're disabled, but if you're doing one or the other, go for the Yacht Club. And I'll tell you why. Because on the bus route it stops at the Yacht Club first and then the Beach Club, then off it goes. So you might find by the time it's got to the Beach Club it's full. If you're there with children and you've got pushchairs, there's nowhere to put the pushchairs, prams. If you are in a scooter or a wheelchair, we was always lucky there's only really me on there, but it only takes two basically. I think it might be three, but I think it's only two. So if you're on the second stop, you might have to wait for the next bus, and then it could be another quick bus, or it could be another 10 or 20 minute wait. So that's my recommendation. If you're looking at doing either the Yacht or the Beach Club, do the Yacht Club, just from the transportation point of view. You know, you're first on for the double stop, and you're first off when you come back as well. So that's nice. So Disney for us was quite crowded, very, very hot, especially when we did the Mickey's Not So Scary. Because that one was in the park. We planned to come back into the hotel room, chill for a bit and then go back into the park, but we didn't, because obviously Disney's got security to get in the parks. That was a time factor getting into it, and then you obviously got to wait for the bus to go back to the park, back to the hotel, then chill a bit and then do it all over again. So it might have taken us a good hour and a half to do all that process, and we decided, no, we'll stay in the park, try and find somewhere to chill, which we did. We stayed or sat in the Starlight Cafe, the Tomorrowland one. So we was in there for an hour just trying to cool down and relax for a bit as best you can. The thing, well, it's probably too late now because obviously it's been and gone now, but from the Mickey's Not So Scary thing, you had to have a special wristband, and we was in the park, and then we had to go out the park to come back in the park to get wristband. They should have put something in the park to say, you're in the park, you can now get your band. There may have been something in the park and we just didn't see it, I don't know, but you know, lesson to learn, I think, Disney. Don't send anybody out to come back in again, just, you know. But having said that, when we came back in, they kind of like roped it off so that you had to go one particular way to get into the party, and at that point you then got a couple of photo shoots and a first big bag of, it was actually a bag of sweets about that big, rather than just a little handfuls, you've got a little special bag of sweets, so that was quite cool. Mickey's Not So Scary was very busy, very busy. We was told by someone, and I won't say who, well I can say who because it's not naming namings, but it was a Disney cast member that we spoke to on the telephone, and she told us where to stay to watch the parade, and she said that this would be the best place to watch it because you could turn up at X amount of time and you'd easily get a spot. So we took her advice and we got there, and it was already rammed at that point. We did get in, luckily. Just if we'd been 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, I wouldn't have got the spot I got to see that parade. Now yes, there's disabled areas, but we'd had a bad experience from the last time we did the Mickey's Not Scary in the disabled area, so we decided not to do it. We thought we'd just pick a spot and we can still watch the parade there. We watched it, we enjoyed it. But it was very busy in there, very busy. When people say, you know, you can do this, I do question whether you can do all the stuff they say, because we only got to do 2 meet and greets, Donald and Daisy and Mickey Mouse, and that was it. Now the Mickey Mouse one, people probably didn't realise that meet Mickey's in, as you go into Magic Kingdom, and that's where you meet Mickey, but in the Halloween bit he puts a different outfit on. So I don't think people quite cottoned onto that one, because we got to see him really quickly, which was good, because you know we were leaving the park, so I always could see Mickey's got a queue, and there was no queue, literally 5 minutes, and it wasn't even 5 minutes to be honest. It said 5 minutes, but we was in there within like a minute. It was, you know, really quick. So would I say do Mickey's Not So Scary if you've never done it? Definitely. If you've never done it, definitely do it. You definitely enjoy it. Grabbing the sweets. If you don't want to even do the sweet trail or the candy trail, you don't want to see the parade, although I think you should. The fireworks, they say you could just see it in certain areas, but to a point you could see it pretty much anywhere in the park, because they go off everywhere. But you can do rides, and some of the rides be empty. You know, some people, because obviously from that point of view, you could buy the park ticket for the day, but you have to be chucked out for the party. If you just want to do the party and you don't do, you know, the Magic Kingdom on that day, you can buy the party park pass, which is cheaper than a full day's pass, and you can go into Magic Kingdom from about 4 o'clock. So in effect you can go from 4 o'clock till, well, I think it could be 1 in the morning, definitely at least midnight, I know that. And then if you want to do rides, you can literally walk on some of the rides. I mean, we didn't do it, but my sister had done it, and she was going on like the poo ride. We're in the poo ride, I think she's on another ride. She's on it in 5 minutes, you know, that's really quick. So from that point of view, it's definitely worth, don't shake your head, it's worth doing, It was the second time we've done it. Did we enjoy it as much as the first time? Not sure, because the first time was the wow, you know, this is really cool, sweets. But then, am I glad we did it? Yes, because obviously I got me hats, we bought our, you know, Mickey's Not So Scary merchandise and all that. So that was cool. Animal Kingdom, we didn't spend as much time in because it was getting very hot. I know, my wife had never done Animal Kingdom before, I've done it. I know there's not a lot of shaded areas in there. She was struggling that day, so I said, well, as long as I do Pandora, I buy me a little avatar, him, but I knew I could not get on the rides, not because of the amount of time it takes. It's like some of the, I think the flight passage is normally a 3.5, 4 hour wait, you know, unless you fast pass it, and they go like that. But I knew I could not do it, and I know I couldn't do the Navi Riverboat because you've got to step into the boat, so that's just impossible for me to do. So we sort of kind of called it a day and said, well, we'll give up there, because my wife was getting really hot and I could see she was struggling at that point. So now we'll call it a day. I've done what I want to do, and we did Disney Springs. Now Disney Springs has changed, because when I last did it, and when my wife did it as well, it was downtown Disney. Obviously they've revamped it, they've made it a bit posher. Personally, I think it's for the worse. I didn't find as many shops that I wanted to go in this time, to be honest with you. Wolfgang Pucks I was looking forward to a lot to go and eat there again, because I used to love every trip I've been to Florida, and this goes way back to 1990, you know, always would go to Wolfgang Pucks Express. We did it this time. To be honest, I didn't enjoy it. It was nowhere near as nice as the Rusty Bucket, you know, or even some of the other places where it just wasn't. It was okay, but it wasn't that great. And Disney Springs, again, we was there, let me think, probably about 1 o'clock, and it was mentally busy there. It was just like, this is just not a pleasant time, you know, we didn't enjoy it. And we went into World of Disney, I think we bought a couple of things in there. In fact, we did buy a couple of things in there. Obviously, it was only half open because they've been renovating it. So as this blog has appeared, I think it's fully open there. So it might be better, but yeah, Disney Springs wouldn't necessarily be on our radar in future visits. I think we'll just spend more time going back into the park and doing them shops, because, you know, Emporium is great, Mouse Gears in Epcot is great. Animal Kingdom, we didn't do as many shops in there. Hollywood Studios, there's some nice shops in there. So I think we'd always go back and do them shops, I think, or we'll just come out and we'll just find something else to do in Orlando before we drive back, because it is a drive to get from Sarasota to Disney. Don't quote me because I can't remember exactly, but it's about tops 2 hours. Might be less, might be an hour and a half, but it's a nice drive. It's an easy drive, to be honest. It's an easy drive. And that's what I'd say to people as well. If you are watching this, a lot of people I read don't want to drive. I don't quite get that myself, because if you don't drive, you are limited to staying on Disney property. Or they say, was it Uber? I don't know what that is. Is that a mobile taxi app? I don't know. To me, it just makes sense to get a car. You can drive wherever you want. You know, if you stay on Disney property, you don't need a car, but you can still drive to your Universal or your SeaWorld and stuff like that. Or it's like, you know what, we'll drive outside and we'll try this restaurant, because there are restaurants to try, you know, not in Disney, and it's a nice welcome change to do a non-Disney restaurant, you know. Don't shake your head, because it is very nice, very nice. I think there might be an Applebee's near Hotel Boulevard. You'd have to Google that. I'm sure there's one there. So if you never tried Applebee's, it's definitely worth there, because it's, you know, two meals for $22. You can't argue with that. No, don't shake your head. You can argue. It's just good value. So I get why people don't want to drive, because they may be nervous about driving, but trust me, my wife does get nervous with driving in Disney and Florida in general, but she wasn't. You know, I think it helps if both people can drive. I can drive, but I don't drive. I'm not allowed to drive. But although I'm a passenger in the car, I'm kind of looking as though I'm driving. So if on the odd instance my wife's gone to the wrong lane, I shout out, "You're in the wrong lane, you're in the wrong lane," or, you know. So it helps to have two alert people, you know, rather than just one driving and one vegging out in the passenger seat. So I just think, you know, get a car and explore, you know, because there are things to do. There are places to see, there are shops to do that you wouldn't necessarily see if you was relying on Uber or just staying on Disney property. So going back to where we stayed was on the coast, so it's Bradenton and Sarasota, that area. It's a lovely area to go to. There's lots of stuff to do. If you love to do beaches, it's good. If you check out the Marina Jack trilogy, I think obviously there's posh houses, you can't go there, but I think some of that footage you do see some of the beaches there which are just deserted. So if you want to be on the beach with just you on the beach, try Sarasota. There's quite a lot of beaches dotted along there. There's Siesta Key, there's Lido Key, there's Bradenton Beach, there's Anna Marie Island Beach. There's loads of beaches all along there, and they could be deserted. So it's definitely worth a go. And that's probably it. So in the words of James Bond, we will return to Florida at some point.